Okay guys, so today on Mixing It Up with Gigi, I am going to be making what is called Jamaica coconut rundown. It's spelled RUN-DUNG. Okay, so here we go. I have a coconut, fresh coconut here, and I already cracked the coconut and drained the juice because I wanted to make sure it was not rancid. So I'm going to show you how I take the coconut out of the husks. And I have my handy dandy hammer here, no judgment guys. And so what you do, you give it a nice, you can either hold it in your hand. I'm from the Caribbean, so I'm pretty much tough. I can hold it in my hands and just break it apart. And then I have a bowl here and a knife that I'm going to go ahead, and this process might be a little, might seem a little tedious. I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the husks, and it can be a little hard to come out, but you just keep going around in circles. Be careful not to cut yourself. And then you can pry it out just like that. So here we go. I have all of that out. I'm going to try another piece. So there we go again. I just kind of put the knife right at the back side of the coconut, right at the underneath the meat of the coconut, and then you just kind of jiggle it back and forth, and there we go. We have the second piece out. And this part will be the hardest to come out, but once you get a hang of it, and if you don't want to do this process, you don't have to. You can buy the coconut that's already out of this part. I'm not sure if you can get it like that, but because I want the fresh, authentic coconut taste in this dish, this is what I'm doing. Okay. And so here we go, just a little piece left, and again, be careful, do not cut yourself. There we go, we have it all out, and here go the husks of the coconut, the dry husks. And what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to wash it and I'm going to blend it all the way to really fine, and then strain it. So I'll get back with you on that. So before I blend it, I'm going to go ahead and cut them in a little bit smaller pieces. My blender is pretty good. It's a commercial blender. So I'm just going to cut it in large chunks. Just like so. Now I'm going to go ahead and wash it and place it in the blender. Okay, I've already gone ahead and put it in the blender. Let me adjust my camera so you can see the blender. And what I did is I fill it up with water a little bit above where the coconut stops, okay? And I use warm water, and I choose to use warm water. You can use cold, but I like warm water because I feel like it gets more, I get more from using the warm water. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and close the blender, and I'm going to blend it. And you will need a nice fine strainer, and then I'll come back and show you what the results are. Okay guys, so it's I took it out the blender, and now I have it in the strainer, straining it into the pot that I'm going to be boiling it in. There it goes. So now go down a little more. Here we go. So this is a pot and this is a strainer, and to get it all out, you can use a nice large spoon and press it down, or you can just go in with your hands. I'm going to go ahead and use a spoon and just press it down to get some of the juice out. And I'm going to run it through my blender one more time just to get the maximum amount of juice out of this coconut. It's pretty rich. As you can see, my blender is really good because it's really fine. Got everything out, but I'm going to run it through one more time just to get the maximum amount of juice. Okay. All right guys, so I ran it through my blender one more time, and I'm just squeezing the juice out of it, the excess juice out of it here. So pretty fine. It's almost smooth, guys. The coconut, the remainder in the strainer is almost smooth. I'm squeezing every last bit of juice out of it. Okay, looks pretty finished. Okay guys, so I have transferred the pot to the stove, and this is all coconut milk, and I'm going to go ahead and cover it, and it's going to boil all the way down until it gets to like a gravy stage, or a, we call it custard, kind of like a custard consistency, and I'm going to season it. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and cover that, and it's going to take a while to cook down, so I'll come back and show you the rest of it. Okay guys, so now I'm back. The coconut milk that was in the pot is all the way down to custard, and I'm going to add my seasoning. First thing I'm going to add is curry powder. I'm using this, but it's actually better curry. It's called Better Pack curry that's in this container. I find that that's the best one to use. So about a teaspoonful of curry powder, and I'm going to give that a good stir. Increase the heat a little, and then I'm going to add some seasoned salt, and it has a little Mrs. Dash in it. Then a sprig of thyme, a little bit of garlic, fresh basil, chopped sweet peppers and jalapeno peppers, and tomatoes. I'm going to add all of that to the pot. Give it a good stir, and reduce the heat and let it stay right there and simmer in the pot. This coconut yield a lot of custard, not much oil, which is a good thing because I do not like it oily, so this is good. So from here, I'm going to cover that and let that simmer for a little bit. And then what I'm going to do from there, I'm going to cut up a nice, large, beautiful cabbage. Back home, as a child, I remember my mom used to use what is called back home cabbage bush. I'm using this beautiful head of cabbage right here, and I'm going to cut it up, and I'm going to add it to the pot. Go ahead and cut the cabbage in cubes, or whatever you call the shape, and then I'm just going to go ahead and it's no general order, just chopping the cabbage, and you can use this part or you can omit it. I like that part in there, the bone of the cabbage. I like that. Okay, here we go. So I just kind of split it down the middle, cut the tip off, and then I go to town. It's a huge cabbage, but I love cabbage, so I'm putting it all in there and steam it in all that goodness right in the pot, all that custard, and that coconut gives the cabbage such a wonderful taste. So again, you can use the bone or you can omit it. I use some of it, and I'm omitting some of it. Now I'm going to go ahead and I have it in a drainer, so I'm going to wash it and drain it so we don't have too much water transfer too much water to my pot. Okay guys, my cabbage is washed and drained, and I'm going to now transfer it to the pot with all that custard. And make sure you taste it and make sure it's to your taste, seasoned to your taste. And typically, in Jamaica, typically people do rundown and they'll have green bananas and dumplings and yam and potato, you know, fresh produce to go along with it. I'm giving all of that a break, so I'm not doing any of that. I'm just going to do the cabbage. And then that's how I'm going to consume it. And you can eat that over rice. Or again, you can omit putting the cabbage in there and go ahead and let it go down to custard and add salted fish or mackerel. And then you can use it with fresh produce. Okay guys, checking in on my cabbage. And this is what it looks like. I had gone ahead and add a little sprinkle of shredded carrots because I truly do not like boring food. So the shredded carrots give it a little bit more texture and color, and it's doing well. You can make sure taste it and make sure it has enough seasoning to taste. And I add some black pepper. And it's almost done. It's not quite there yet. I don't like my cabbage soft, so I like it a little crunchy, and also do not want to cook out all the nutrients in the cabbage. I'm going to give it a few more minutes, and then I'm going to remove it from the heat. Okay guys, so I think I skipped one key ingredient that I didn't put in earlier, but it's never too late. So I'm going to go ahead, instead of putting onions, I'm going to go ahead and put some chopped organic scallion in there, and that's why I said to give it a good stir and taste it. Make sure it's seasoned properly. When I taste mine, it was lacking, so I just put some scallion in there. And of course, scallions does not take a long time to cook. So yes, so while it's simmering for the few last minutes, I had those scallion to the pot. So now it should be complete. And let it simmer for a few more minutes, and that will be it. Okay guys, so this is finished. This let me go closer so you can see it. So this is authentic rundown with cabbage. Like I said, growing up as a child, my mom used to use what we call cabbage bush because we don't have like kale or collards. We don't have that at home, but we have what is called cabbage bush. So I use the closest I could find to cabbage bush, which is a nice green head of cabbage. And I just steam it down in the custard of the rundown. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to serve this over a baked sweet potato. And that's all. And you can eat it, you can put it over rice. It's very delicious. You can put it over rice, and again, you can omit the cabbage and just go ahead and add saltfish or mackerel, and then you can serve it over produce. Okay guys, so I have my beautiful granddaughter here with me today.
Hello.
And she's going to be my taste tester for my cabbage in rundown. So go ahead, Raja, taste it.
Oh my god. It's so good, and I don't even like cabbage. This is amazing.
Awesome. So she said it's so good and she don't even like cabbage. It's amazing. There you go.
Thank you.
You are welcome. So we're going to enjoy that over sweet potato for dinner. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll come back and show you my plating. Okay guys, here's the finished product. This is the hardest part of my labor, or the best part of my labor rather. The plating and the eating. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a nice taste. And what I have in here is just sweet potato. I just bake a sweet potato, and I'm having half of a sweet potato along with the cabbage in the rundown. And here it goes, guys. This is it right here. Guys, this is so good. It really is so delicious. And again, you can serve it over rice, green bananas for the Caribbean people, whatever produce you like, or do like I do, just a simple baked potato. And this is baked sweet potato with a nice heaping of this deliciousness on it. Can't go wrong. This is very, very hearty, healthy food. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much.